Hey guys, Sonic7 here again. So today we're going to try to finish out the Sonic story. It may end up being a longer episode, or it could be two kind of medium to shorter episodes. I'll see how it goes. I'm going to make this a little bit different though, because we started every episode with a just lengthy, boring cutscene. I'm actually going to just give you the Cliff Note summary and just try to skip it, because I hate watching them and I feel like it's just boring for everyone to watch. So let's go. So here we go with our summary. Engines are malfunctioning, ship is falling.
Stop all engine!
Ship's going down, Sonic gets there too late.
Elise!
Sonic pretends to care about the princess. By the magic of time travel, he is back and can now have a chance to save the princess. Alright guys, so in this episode I really just want to cut out all the bullshit and just immediately do what we need to do and just get this episode done with. So what we're going to end up doing, I ran the wrong way, that's good. We need to get to the final level in the Sonic story, and to do that we need to go talk to the guy who runs this place, Lord Regis, over here. He's going to tell us that to operate the lab, we need to ring all the bells, blah, 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 ring all 3 bells of Soleon. So we're going to cheat a little bit and actually activate the red gem here so we can slow down time. So basically what happens, there's 3 big bell towers. This one, over there, and if we turn the camera over there. So what you need to do is make sure all 3 of them are ringing at the exact same time, so that apparently it will open a magic switch that can get you to the mirror that will take you to the last stage. It's some convoluted bullshit. So we're gonna go in slow motion so these things can ring longer. So here we go. Ringing the first one, and it's ringing super slowly. Take this jump pad over here. So with this one, I think I'm really gonna try to get through this as fast as possible, because I really would like to just finish off Sonic's story in this episode. So you basically make it like 10 episodes for 10 levels. I feel like that just feels right. But again, like if it looks like I'm not even close and I died, so that's good. So like I was saying, actually I forgot what I was saying. I had a pause there. I basically just want to finish off this episode, because I do feel like the 10 episodes for the 10 levels just is a good fit. Also, I really don't want to drag out these episodes any more than I have to, so I feel like even if it takes a little longer, if I can just finish it in this episode, it's better off, then we can just start a different story and finally get like some new content. And last one's over here. Okay, I want to take this. I'm doing this in like such a bad time, but apparently it's still working. And I think that's all 3 ringing at the same time, which is good. So now let's go back to where we were, across the big bridge here, and we'll find that the mirror is now available so we can get to the last level, which is going to be called the Aquatic Base. And kind of contrary to the... You rang the bells, hooray. Okay, so kind of contrary to the other levels,
Battleship will take off any minute.
so this level, kind of contrary to Kingdom Valley, where it was just like you had to be perfect, you had to hold on to all your rings, you had to do this in a very, very quick time. This level is actually a little bit easier in the fact that if you really just beat it, then if you beat it and like just kill a lot of enemies along the way, you should be fine getting an S rank, which is nice, because the last thing I really want to do after last week's episode is just spend a ton of time on one level. So like I said at the beginning of the episode, we have... There we go, good. We have this one level, and then one boss, and then we're officially done with Sonic's story, which is awesome.
It looks like
And somehow if you do this little, like, kind of kick that I'm doing, you can actually get through the lasers, even though they're physically there. So, you know, science and stuff. Got him. Cool.
Yes!
This is actually a good run so far. I usually don't get both of those. So the rings here aren't as important, which is nice. It's really just about killing people, which is, frankly, as much as I can hate on the controls of this game, of like Sonic sometimes, they make it very easy to like just attack people, which is the good part. And I think that like having a level where that's just the main focus just makes this like so much more of a smooth like level. Might get the silver medal. Okay. Oh, big guy spell. So if you notice, compared to like any of my other levels, the score that I have already, I already have over 10,000, is going to be a lot higher. So I actually, oh god, I fucked up. I hope that I didn't mess up here in the idea that there are some items that are left over for Sonic that we officially actually have all the rings for, so we can actually do that, which is awesome. I forgot to go to the shop and get them, so if I end up not being able to get the items after his story is over, I'm actually gonna be really, really sad because all the work we did S ranking will just be wasted. So I hope not. So here we go. So this is actually, in my opinion, just the worst part of the level. So there's these lasers, and this ball is very hard to control. So if you have any positive momentum, positive forward momentum, you need to basically like hold back as much as possible. And in this case, like it's easy to want to go really fast, but the second this ball touches these lasers, it just pops and you fall into the abyss below. So it's actually one of the most frustrating things in this entire game is that you're having a good run, you're getting through these parts, you have a good score, and then all of a sudden these lasers pick you off and you're done. I think if we can get past these laser parts, like barring anything crazy, we should be able to get the S rank by just beating everyone. Again, this is all contingent upon not dying, but I'm saying right now that I do feel pretty good. So now we have the one unfortunate transition, and thank God I didn't hit the laser there. As you can see, there's Tails ahead there. Now, luckily they do this the right way, where Tails' section is actually very short. So he has to like find one switch, do one thing, and that's it, which makes it just not as big of a deal. So these things are going to be really interesting for this level. So you see how it turned blue when I hit this? So when you hit these and there's enemies near it, apparently it just draws them to it, or just obliterates them, I'm not sure. But basically every enemy in the vicinity just dies. So it saves a lot of Tails' like awful combat, in the sense that you can just hit those switches, and then enemies around you die without you actually having to work. Which is a very smart thing. It makes me wonder why they didn't have that mechanic and more of the game for it. But, you know, happens, I guess. So, the nice part about Tails in this level is that there's a lot of enemies that you can actually bypass. So one of the most annoying things is like wasting your time, you know, just like trying to fight enemies, then you end up losing all your rings, and you're like, well, what was the point of that? So being able to actually skip certain sections is great. So now we have some bigger enemies here. These are going to be fine because we just throw some rings. We lose all of our rings, but again, just like I said in this level, it's not really a big deal. And most of the rings will come later on in the level, just from Sonic. So losing the rings now as Tails isn't really a big deal. And by killing all the enemies, we see the laser grid goes down. There's technically a way that you can just fly over the laser grid, but I was just like, I'm not a huge fan of it, and to me, I also like getting the score by actually beating the opponents here, just because holding into your rings later in the level isn't really a guarantee, so you might as well just take the guaranteed like few thousand you can get from beating these guys. And there's something in here, I forget what it is. Oh, one up, there we go. So now we're going to fly across the abyss, hit this to take off the laser grid, and just ignore these guys. It also just annoys me how slowly he moves. Anyway, but here's the last part of Tails' level, well, section, I guess. There's a, yeah, so these guys are going to hit you a lot, which sucks. So you need to actually fly and hit this thing to kill all of the enemies, but always one of them won't die. Which I've never really gotten, because that's exactly what they're supposed to do, is just flat out die. So I am just going to line up my shot and kill him. Good. Okay. So now since he's dead, we can officially get out of here. There's one last little thing to do, but again, if you just hit this part in the middle, you avoid all the contact, all of the conflict. I'm just using the wrong words right now. Also, I'm super happy because I was hiccuping for legitimately probably the last 30 minutes before I started recording this. I think it's just all of the talking now is actually like really helping me just not hiccup, so it's really great. So now with Sonic, we're going to do the exact same thing, where we're just going to hit these. And you can actually chain the scores to get pretty high on this. You see how it's 1800, and there's one over here, I forget where, there we go. That's good, and then there's one last one over here. Good.
No sweat.
So now we take the exit out of one of these doors. I forget which one opens. So over here, okay. Now here you gotta just bounce off these magically and somehow get to the next part. Yes, Mom. So we're back in the next section now, and I am not holding on to my slow motion right now, so I've been running into all of these. So this section here is a little bit stressful in the idea that there are certain jumps. I think we're getting up to one right here that if you miss is just really, really stressful. Okay, so I'm doing this in slow motion just to make these jumps a little bit easier. Okay, so let's get the rings, go in real time. Now let's jump over the enemies, kill them. Okay, so that was good. So now if you notice, my score is like really high. And unlike Kingdom Valley, this actually gives a pretty good time bonus.
System activated.
So you end up actually getting, I think it's like, again, I haven't played this in probably like a year, so I want to say probably like at least like 10,000-ish. So really, as long as your score is in that like 40,000 range, which, damn it, hit this, which frankly just by like like killing all the enemies and stuff like that, it just is. And here comes Knuckles this section. So Knuckles, again, just like we've talked about, isn't really that bad, especially since they have the switch that you can press.
Great.
Cool. So you have the exact same, I don't even know what I would call these things, but light, the same lights. So by doing that, you can get a lot of points with Knuckles too. So I've already broken the 40,000. So I'm at that point now where, unless I personally really fuck something up here, so like, just accidentally fall off or whatever it may be. Oh shit, like that, almost. I should be fine, but, so here's the one issue is that, alright, so here we go with Sonic again. The issue comes in the fact that,
Area 3.
You could just randomly die, so then because this level is so long, it really is just like a bitch to like get back to the spot. So if I could get this in my first run, it would be awesome. And I want to say I'm actually pretty close to the end here, which is good. But there's one last of those metallic ball sections, I believe. Or I could be wrong, this actually might just be the end. I think this might just be the end, actually. I don't know, I could be wrong. Okay, losing all the rings, that's good.
Piece of cake. No sweat.
No sweat. Okay, no, there's another checkpoint. Damn it. So we still got a little bit more to go. So this is the part where it gets really frustrating, in my opinion, is that you are really, like, you're getting an S rank just off of score alone. Like, I have 47,000, and you need 50,000 for an S rank. So if I get any time bonus at all, I have an S rank. So now it just comes down to the idea that if you die this close to the end, you just feel so shitty about it because, wow. I just walked up and I just got exploded. That's good. Skip that one. That's good. Keep losing your ring, Sonic. I'm sure they don't matter for keeping alive or anything. Okay, so we broke 50,000, so that's awesome. even though we keep losing rings. Okay, good. Oh, that's why. I've been playing in real time right now. I've been wondering why they've been coming so much faster at me. It makes so much more sense. Okay, get away. Get a ring. Get a ring! Yeah, I was right. Here comes another section of this, I think. So again, as I'm saying, I'm at the point where I have enough rings, and I'm sorry if I'm like actually cutting out the talking a little bit. I'm really just focusing on not dying, just because I know that this is an S rank if I can get it. So I really, really just need it to work out. All right, come on. Yes!
Yeah!
Okay, so, oh, time bonus was nothing. I took a little bit of time, but whatever. Score alone got it, so got an S rank, so that's awesome. We've only been recording for like 19 minutes now, so I think I'm actually gonna just try to finish this out, go to the boss, and just get this entire thing done with. So I'll see you there. Hey.
Your hiccup went away, that's
It
good.
did. I was really surprised about that.
That's what it takes to talk.
I guess so.
Recording?
Not yet.
Thrust increasing. Engine output at maximum.
So, since they time traveled before they actually took off on the ship, it's just about to take off now, conveniently. Apparently it took 9 minutes and 8 seconds for this thing to take off, and we got the exact right time, which is why we got an S rank, of course. So, of course, as this thing's taking off, Sonic is somehow running faster than the ship can take off. I get it, he's fast, but this is just a ridiculous proportion. Also, him jumping down to get onto that ship should have made him, like, miss.
Why is this happening?
So now we go back to the opening cutscene of why this is happening. And of course, Sonic somehow waits this entire time. You waited the 2.5 hours of Kingdom Valley to come and make your move. You could have done this at any time. You could have jumped in right away.
Eggman.
But you wait until the ship's gonna go down just so this guy can die. That's kind of fucked up, Sonic. Like, I love you and all, but like, that's really messed up.
You keep getting in my way, you pesky little hedgehog.
So, just like every other Sonic game, your final boss is always some awesome Eggman mech. And I say every other game, with the exception of Sonic Adventure 2, where your final boss is technically Shadow. Or if you're Shadow, then it's Sonic, one of those.
Right back at you.
So,
Finish this here.
this boss, and I could be wrong, I believe it's actually not terribly hard to S-rank, but the red gem is actually going to be very important. The hardest part is keeping your camera on where this guy is. So he's going to light up some spots here like he's doing. That means he's going to fire missiles on those. If you're not on there, you're fine. And I'm going to get my red gem here because he's going to start charging at me when he says, "Here I come." So I'm slowing it down. And then you want to jump on his horn here, like I just did. And then while you're doing this, you want to steer him into one of the kind of floating debris. So down here, no, he doesn't want to listen to me. There's a lot of pushback on the controls here, which is the hardest part. Is that you want him to do something, and he won't really cooperate. So you end up just flying around, and if you fly around for too long, then he ends up throwing you off, which is really bad. If he does that, I'm probably going to have to restart. Here's a good one. No! No, you don't want to hit that with your wing, you want to hit that with your head. Yeah, this is taking way too long. This is bad. Ah, here's a good one. There we go. So, I forget exactly how many times you have to do that specific motion. I hope it's not too many. But
Get away from the target. He's going to take out the entire foothold.
Elise, how would you know that? You've clearly seen this thing in action, obviously. Alright, so we're not going to go slow-mo just so these things can go as fast as possible. Somehow electrocuting them makes them just completely fall off, which is fine. So let's just keep our eye on him. He's going to circle around, it's fine. Keep circling, and then eventually he's going to do his missile thing again. And just like every other kind of like boss battle, it's very repetitive. And this one takes a little bit longer, so I apologize, but like hopefully we can do this well the first time. Okay, so slow down, jump on. And this time, hopefully, let's get some better luck on like the debris. So let's go right instead of left, see if that works out better. It's completely random where these things are going to be, but I'm just taking a random guess, obviously. Got him. Cool. So that was a lot better. Now, this is the boss that I probably remember the least out of any boss in this entire game. But I believe that after 3 or 4 of these hits, the top kind of like comes undone and Eggman is more revealed. So I believe one of your final hits is actually just hitting Eggman, just like the classical battles, instead of the actual mech. Which is cool, but like, oh, he was firing things at me, I didn't even realize. So like, it's fine and all, but it's the one thing I guess I never understood is that if he's firing, there we go, we're safe. If he's firing a, like, so say that he's fired, no, sorry, not that he's firing. Say that we hit him. How does it cause the last hit of damage to his mech? Like if his mech blows up after we hit him, should the mech have blown up before we hit him? Because we're not technically doing anything to the machine, we're just hitting the guy. I don't know. Like I get the whole idea. It's like you've hit the guy you're like against, and it's fine. But like to me, it just came off always as like ridiculous. And I'm like, all right, that's clearly what destroyed the robot was hitting its controller. Cannot find anything to hit. As you keep going too, as you maybe saw, he starts slamming into these before, so he actually takes out a lot of the targets, which is really, really unfortunate. So the problem is that he's like, it's so hard, especially to get him to go down. So, and he just threw me off. Damn it. All right, I'm just gonna cut to where we are again, where I'm on him for the 3rd time. All right, we're back, guys. We're just swinging around, trying to get that 3rd hit again. He's dodging everything, which has been really annoying. I think I'm about to get thrown off again, so I might just have to cut to the next try of this. This fucker, he just does not want to listen. Yep, I just got thrown off. See you guys. All right, trying this again. Oh, sweet, we actually got him without knowing. He says the canopy now, so now, I believe that now, yeah, so good. This is the part where we can start actually attacking him, which is good. Now, I actually have no idea how the battle changes from here. So now he's going to just take out random actual like ones you need to stand on. So now you're going to start having less and less places to stand on. So I'm going to follow him here and see if he's releasing any flares. He does. So now they're all just coming at me and I can see them. So that's what was hitting me before, and that's why I lost my rings. So let's find where he is. Oh, okay, so now he wants to fire a laser at me. That's fine. I feel like a lot of his guys are on this. They fire on one place, and that's it. So now he gets close to me. Can you make it here? Really?
If I use that, I can reach Eggman.
Why would he do that? He taunts me. He's like, "Can you do this?" And then he just gives me a way to actually hit him in the face. That's like that's like I saw this video a long time ago. I don't know if you guys know who this is. Alicia Sacramone, I believe is her name. She was a U.S. gymnast. She was at Arizona University, and this frat boy looks at her and says, like, you know, you gymnasts aren't that tough, and just says, you know, I'm gonna sit right here, just lay me a good hit, like just a really, really good punch in the mouth. I bet I won't even feel it. So she says, okay. She gives a punch, and this guy gets knocked clean out, like blacks out on the floor. His frat brothers are just dancing around him, amazed that that happened. This is essentially that thing. Like, come at me, bro. Why would you do that? Grr, you little. Okay, fall. So now this is the part where this starts getting really hard. Because he's going to start taking out all of the platforms, as you can imagine. These 3 fall. So now I only have 3 left. So now I need to start following him and see where he's laying these flares, see when they start coming. Here they come. Let's try to not get hit so we don't lose our rings. Ah, still awesome. The rings aren't as important in this level, which is nice. It's just really about trying to get the hits whenever you can. Oh my god. Yeah, in that case, there's like not anywhere I can even go, which sucks.
This is it.
So we got him. So now we need one last hit.
I won't throw down like this.
So now I don't know what this last hit is actually. I'm kind of confused. And I know he's gonna fire these. It goes right here and right there. Okay, so clearly I'm gonna go on the one that doesn't, so I don't fall. He's still trying something. This is interesting. I don't think there's any flares. That's good. So let's see what he's doing. Oh, I remember this. Okay, so he's gonna just charge right at me. So we're gonna go slow-mo here, catch him off, but actually hit him. So now he dies. So, once again, Eggman is defeated. All is good in the world. I don't think he has a parachute. Alright, so we got an achievement now. Sonic episode officially cleared, which is awesome. And for that boss battle, we got an S! Oh yeah, close it out on the right foot. That's awesome.
Incredible.
Yeah, it was Sonic. So that's the thing, like the rings actually didn't even matter at all there. It was really just about beating him in enough time. So, this is a longer video, and I apologize, but we are officially done with the Sonic story. And we will start next with the Shadow story. So for those of you who actually know the other Sonic games, Shadow is probably the second coolest guy in the entire franchise, behind Sonic. So I'm actually excited because they change up his controls, but I actually enjoy it. So now we have an epic getaway scene where obviously, even though he was outside on one platform with nowhere close to anywhere to get back on the ship, he somehow gets back in the ship,
None, right?
picks up the princess, has a really awkward, like, cool guy scene in an action movie, and can somehow jump so much further than any point in the game. Sonic, I want to have that jumping power in the game, because I could totally use that in some levels. I do have to say that they do a pretty cool job with this. He jumps, I love this, and he misses, but... explosion! And somehow they get right back on the grass where they were earlier. And instead of freaking out or being like, we lived, or being so happy to just be alive, I think they just start laughing. Yeah. Like, what the hell? Like, I almost died, like, 5 times in the last 2 days, but man, this is just so funny. All I can do is laugh right now. Did you see how I almost died those other times? Nice smile. Dude, nailed it. What did that eyelid just do? Sonic, you have one eye. How do you have 2 eyelids? I say this because if you look, the bridge between his nose and his above his eyes is not there. So it's just a blank, like, white slit, essentially. So we've officially beaten the Sonic story, which is awesome, but we're going to jump actually right back in and see if we can go to the shop really quick so we can buy the items and officially be done with Sonic's story. So just give me 1 second. So let's see. So, not green. Okay, so we have the white gem, the sky gem, because sky's a color, the yellow gem, and the purple gem. And we actually had more than enough rings, as you can see, and we got an achievement called Blue Phantom. So we finally have our first 2 achievements of the game. It took a long time, but they're going to start coming a lot faster now. So we're going to save really quick. And we are officially done with Sonic's story. Sonic's story, and then I think we'll call it an episode. So as you see, we have 2 for each of these main stages, and then we have 2 for each of the bosses. So you get 1 for beating the boss, 1 for S ranking, and then same with the levels, 1 for beating, 1 for S ranking. But then, wait, there's 3. What are the other ones? So basically, there is a normal mode, which we just beat, and a hard mode. So I would actually have to replay all of these levels. And this thing we'll get to once I beat all the stories. It's going to be a question for all of you guys, so the earlier you can leave a comment, please do, because I want to know, do you guys want me to actually show me doing all the levels again in hard mode, or just do them off screen and show you that it's done. Well, regardless, let me know, and it's been a lot of fun. Officially complete. Gonna be starting Shadow in the next one. See you guys then.